5 a.m. wake-up call in Los Angeles
Oh my god.
to a 1 a.m. wrap-up in Park City.
Wow.
Well,
Those
cheers
Cheers.
to our inaugural nightcap.
Cheers to that. Or emergencies, for those who are wondering at home.
Yeah, we forgot to buy alcohol. So let's talk about Native Son.
Let's talk about Native Son. I mean, that was amazing. Should we backtrack and talk about anything, leading up to Native Son? I mean, I feel like...
Let's talk about our day.
Let's run through it really quick.
We fit everything into a carry-on, which was very surprising.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of us for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and after a quick layover in San Jose, we made it here pretty seamlessly. Got our badges, got our tickets, got our swag bag.
The official Sundance water bottle.
Came back to the condo.
The condo, as we are broadcasting.
And Ryan's bed behind us.
That will be my bed for the next few days. It is as comfy as it looks. This futon is as advertised, apparently.
Stiff blankets.
Yeah.
Unlike my drink. Not stiff at all. Yeah, so after a long day of travel, here we are. We saw Native Son. Let's just
the
get
premiere of Native Son. It was the movie that opened Sundance at the Eccles Theater for the U.S. Dramatic Competition. And, I mean, what a strong, great choice to open the festival this year. I thought that it was just a strong, confident, bold movie. And, like, that's really what you want coming into a festival like this. You want something to be just, like, gripping, knowing, like, okay, this is just the first film of many that you will see. And Native Son was, I just thought, perfectly slotted to play.
Right. I didn't realize until I was sitting in the audience before the movie was starting that it was based off a book, which doesn't sway my opinion one way or the other.
Yeah, from the 1940s.
Yeah.
Not even, a book, but an old one.
An really old book, one. Yeah. And so the fact that Rashid Johnson, the director, made it so contemporary and put this character who's a punk rocker who likes classical music and
young black kid punk rocker from the north side of Chicago,
right? Black fingernails, the Indian silver rings, and when he was putting the lotion on in the first scene, and just
you probably appreciated the rings with all of your rings.
I did. It was kind of like ASMR a little bit, kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that whole movie was, but sonically and visually, it was, it was very, very good. It was a very good movie.
Yeah, and again, this is Rashid Johnson's directorial debut. He's not made a feature film before, and the first one he makes at Open Sundance Film Festival, so that's pretty good off the bat.
Right, yep. Starring Ashton Sanders.
He's a different version of his quiet, of the last character we saw him in Moonlight, like the quiet, reserved, closeted kid, but this time around, punk rocker, paints his fingernails black, he's got green hair, wears this leather jacket, and...
Right.
But he's not like an outward punk. He's not like kind of cliche in that way. Kind of a misfit. Yeah, a proud misfit. He doesn't own up to the conventions or expectations of his race or culture, if you will. I mean, that's a big part of the movie, is just like how he doesn't fit into a box.
So I'm writing some stuff down because I'm actually going to be interviewing the composer closer to the release date, but
you know, it'd be interesting actually.
Yeah,
I think I was writing it down as well, but like the movie had such like a dreamy, disorienting kind of feel, disorienting kind of feel to it. And I think a lot of that was because of the music.
Right. It wasn't like a Beale Street, where it's very much a cinematic thing. I mean, the music supervision and the songs they included, like the classical music and the punk rock stuff, that was really cool. And that you can obviously say, like, oh, that was this sound, that was this sound.
Kind of reminded me of, like, A Clockwork Orange in a way, because he has, like, such an affinity for, like, Ludwig van Beethoven, which is, like, the Clockwork Orange, Alex. Like,
I like that.
It's interesting that, he makes it a point to ask, oh, is that, the Bad Brains album? So it's, like, a lot of sprinkling in of these cool, like, name-dropping kind of
right
bands and stuff. The other big thing about Native Son is that while it opens and you kind of learn about Big, his name is Bigger, which is a name I've never heard before, and I don't understand the context.
There was a guy on The Bachelorette named Eric Bigger. Okay. That was his last name.
Okay. Well, I don't want to know
I saw him on Bumble, actually.
Okay.
But next.
I don't want to know why he
I did not swipe.
Himself. Good. Don't swipe.
Didn't swipe on Eric Bigger. Sorry.
Swipe on this film. Swipe on Native Son.
Oh my god, that's a good idea. I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. Go on.
I don't... You write it down. You have your idea.
I have an idea for an app.
Okay. All right. I get half the credit. I think a lot of what people were saying after walking out of the movie and on the bus with the things that we were hearing just from the people that saw it was that this movie, and something that actually you picked up on as we were walking out, it does have this like feel of Get Out to it. The movie kind of sets in action when he is offered a job, or when he takes a job. He's kind of not really doing much with his life. He takes a job, and he's basically a driver.
He's a wealthy white family.
Driver for a wealthy white family. It does have that like otherness quality to it.
Right.
He
doesn't belong there.
He doesn't belong there. Yeah, so it feels like a Get Out in that way. It felt like, on the whole, like there were a lot of ideas that I did like. Maybe some of the things that Native Son, maybe that didn't make it a 10 out of 10, a fantastic film, but maybe not a flat 100, is just that there's some like tonal things that need to kind of get a little bit more, maybe more massaged.
Like more cohesive, slightly.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of felt the same way too, actually.
Yeah, but there were so many ideas, and that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. I the first half and the second half of the movie felt so different.
Yeah.
The first half, I think I tweeted this, that it was kind of so calm, cool, and collected. Like, this guy was this cool guy who had friends, a girlfriend. He had this job. He was kind of doing his thing, and then gets the job you were talking about. But then when he gets caught up in a really bad situation in the beginning of the second half of the movie, and shit gets real, it totally becomes like a horror film, kind of like a psychological horror film.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many visual nods, and the tension is just so high.
Like, sitting there, I don't know if you saw me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. You felt the audience's breath just get taken away.
Right. And it's not because of like an action he does. It's the mounting pressure. Like, oh my god, something like this is going to go wrong. He's going to have to ultimately, he's going to face the consequences of whatever happens. And you just know there's no way out of it. And the dragging on of that just is so much. Yeah. The end of the Q&A, the director said, and I quote, which I think is kind of the perfect way to end the Q&A and the perfect summary of this movie. He said, and I quote, "That's what artists do. They fuck shit up." And I mean, that was Natives. It was unlike anything I've seen. Not that it was a groundbreaking filmmaking process per se. Like, there were styles and camera movements that I've seen before, but just all of those things combined with this character, this lead character. I haven't really seen someone like that before. And I thought that was so cool and so bold. And I really liked this movie. I'm very excited that this set kind of this high level of excellence for the next films to come.
I'd have to agree.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in to Emergency Nightcap.
To the first ever Emergency Nightcap. I think I have to stir mine just a bit more and get all the vitamins.
OD on EC. Okay, I'm tired. Cheers.
All right, more to come. Thanks for sticking by. We'll have more chats for you soon.
then the play out music.